Alright! The only thing that we have to do is this last section here, just going through all of these, each of which is one half of the previous one. Then, if I have time, I am going to put a frame on either side of these, so that way they are a little bit smoother. So, let us go. Man, these first halves are always the hardest, because you have to spend so much time trying to figure out exactly what constitutes the halfway between some pretty extreme points. It's almost as if you're making an entirely new breakdown. I'm gonna be honest, this top tassel doesn't really make any sense. It doesn't make any sense that it would go from down here to up here. That's implying that somehow it manages to pick up enough speed to go up like that, which it doesn't, because the whole point of this is that the sack is falling slowly, when really what would happen is it would just sort of hang down and naturally arc that way. So I will have to change these accordingly, which means that we're gonna have a nice little segment right here where this tassel is actually going in front. Now, because this is so far away, I can just do a little swipe here, take that, drag it over, and place it accordingly, knowing that it will be the length that I need it to be. I'm not entirely satisfied with the fact that these tassels aren't both falling in the same way. So you know what, I'm going to keep them with the intention of knowing that one of them is going to be wrong, and at the end I will do critical analysis to see which one feels better. I will do critical analysis to see which one feels better, and then in the future I will always have that as a reference. One of the nice things about doing exercises. There we go. See, I was trying so hard to get this curve here on the side, and I think after like 10, 20, a majillion tries, I was able to actually finally get something that really felt right. However, what I am going to do, as we can tell, this line is completely straight, and these are like really curvy, so I'm actually going to shave off a little bit of the curvature lines here. Now, each of these should get progressively simpler to think about at the very least. And then here's where we'll start tipping the top of the sack. There we go. I think that connection actually works out pretty nicely. I think I want to adjust this line so that way it comes out and over a bit more. That's much better. That's much nicer. Alright, let's figure out what's going on down here. Sort of an odd angle, I'll admit. There it is. There it is. Alright, so that's 2 down and 9 to go. Although, you know, now that I'm actually this far into it, I'm actually starting to think that, like, every frame is its own little adventure. Especially, like, here, with this section. I've got a little problem that I have to figure out, trying to figure out how this transition with the top of the sack is made. And then, you know, when I feel like it's kind of a struggle and I'm sort of stuck or frustrated, then I make my way over to this side and I do something easy, like, you know, knock out this tassel here. And then, go back over here. There we go. There it is. So, now that these are getting closer and closer, let's go knock out the next 3. Man, it's gonna get... It's gonna be really weird when I'm, like, drawing these lines and they're gonna be, like, this close to each other. It's gonna be freaky. Remind me not to do any of these slow transitions ever again. I hate it when you get the line right on the first try, but then you delete it just from muscle memory. Oh, that's 4. Oh, this needs to be this definitely needs a connection. There we go. Okay, now we're really starting to creep up on that slowness. Dang, these lines are not going to be easy. Ooh, that was a good one. Hell, it's harder to get a line in between these two than it is to do anything else I've done up until this point. Damn. Cool. I just have to scream into the void. Great. Kind of works out a little bit actually there. Yep, that's the secret. Alright, last one for tonight. You know what I wonder? If I get to the point where I'm just drawing the leg over and over again, maybe there could be a part of this where I actually stop drawing the leg and just draw the top. Because, like, obviously I still have a lot of distance to cover up here, but quite frankly, I mean, once I put, like, one more frame of this leg in here, it's gonna make, like, no difference whatsoever visually with that leg turning. With the leg arcing, shifting, whatever. It's 11 o'clock. The point is that, like, I could keep drawing this leg in place, and yes, technically speaking, it would be moving, but, like, it wouldn't be moving so much that it justifies all the time it takes to draw it, would it? Maybe there's a version where I just stop drawing the leg. And just draw the stuff that's actually changing position. I don't know, that just makes sense to me. Maybe I'll try that out. Maybe I'll try that out tomorrow. Alright, so you know what? I actually like what I said last night. I'm going to try that out. So I think what I'm going to do here is this frame will be the last one that I make that actually changes the leg. And I'm only going to change the upper part of the body on the next ones. It's not that much less for me to draw, but it's something. I just don't think that redrawing this line over and over again in the same place is a good use of time. If there's anything I've learned about this, part of what I'm doing these exercises for is to learn how to become more efficient as a solo animator, which I will likely be for a long time. Drawing threes reduces production time, my advantage. Knowing when to copy lines from one frame to the next saves time and production time. Every little bit counts for my own sanity and for actually getting you all the content that you enjoy, which is what's important. So let's make this one and then try that out on the next one. Ooh, I think I just did both of those in one line. Well, one line each. That's a pretty nice feeling. It's always nice to have those little moments of progress. It really helps keep you going. Yeah, I just don't see like a benefit, and eventually I'm getting to the point where like I'm just doing this line over and over again because I keep missing it being in between these. There's gotta be a middle ground here that I can work with. Here I am like a contortionist, like turning my tablet here at a diagonal, then trying to get on the other diagonal so that I'm looking at it vertically so that way I can get this slash here. Okay, so now I'm sitting here looking at this frame, which by the way is looking fabulous, and I need to decide what are the parts that I want to copy over to the next. And to be honest, I mean, like, let's sit here and look at all the parts that really still have changes, since we've got the onion skins here. This leg, for the most part, is done moving. So the next frame that I'm going to make, here's what I'll do. Wow, oh, a lot going on here. Here we go. This frame, if you can see the black line within all of the ominous red, I'm going to copy this frame over and place it here, the frame before this one. And then what I need to do is only erase the parts where there are obvious changes. So that would be here at the head, where we still have this transition, and the tassel is still making that transition. Looks like down here we still have a little bit more distance to cover here, and yeah, there's an argument to be made for these three ripples here, and the bottom of the leg, and of course then thus the tassel. But like if you look at that, most of this stays in place. We're at the point with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more frames to make, but only that much stuff is actually moving. Of course, we want to keep the frames because we want that slow anxiety build of anticipation, but that doesn't mean that I need to draw the entire frame over again. I spend more time redrawing a line just to get it to fit between two tight lines in an onion skin, when I could just take that line, copy it from another frame, and move on with my life, and it would lead to the same result. And then I can spend the real time that matters on these parts here that still have obvious changes. So, let's see if I can't take that for the last 5 frames of this. And in an unlikely turn of events, we're actually about to finish this thing. So click continue to see Sakaru in all his sleepy glory, and toss in a subscription if you've appreciated this series. Really, every little bit does help. Speaking of helping, I'll be switching it up and giving shoutouts to the channels that helped me begin my channel, starting with the wonderful Nick Nimmin.